While some of its elements of its design feel antiquated, stunning changes made to the Metroid Prime's visual design, performance, and controls are enough to breathe new life into one of the greatest video games of all time. Whether this is your first journey to Talon IV or return trip, Metroid Prime Remastered is well worth your time and attention. Peering through the lens of the combat visor, it's easy to believe that it's a window, your way of assessing the acrid ecology of Talon IV. But it's really a mirror, reflecting the anguished determination of Samus Aran as bright beams of light illuminate dark and dusty corridors. 2 decades later, Metroid Prime's smartest visual flourish has lost none of its impact. Is that down to the quality of this remaster, which occupies uncommon ground between faithful emulation and confident reconfiguration? Or because the foundations first outlined by Retro Studios have largely circumvented the slow decay of time? It's difficult to say, although we can tell you that Metroid Prime Remastered is a triumph. Remastered is like seeing Metroid Prime for the very first time, a quiet contemplative adventure where the balance of power shifts gradually, not as you repair the damaged Varia suit, slowly expanding the capabilities with hidden Chozo technology, but as you gain a better understanding of the alien flora and altered fauna that surrounds you, that hurts you, that hunts you. Metroid Prime is underpinned by vibrant imagination and powered by a vivid attention to detail. That was true of the original, though the atmosphere is undoubtedly accentuated after a careful remastering process. The hiss of a power suit straining against the weight of movement, the audible crosstalk as visor modes layer atop of one another, the sharp exhale of air as Samus's energy shield is peppered with plasma. All of it combines to create such a severe sense of place that the arm cannon quickly feels like a direct extension of your fingertips, more so than ever before now, with the introduction of a somewhat finicky dual analog stick control option, alongside classic and pointer schemes. Almost all of Metroid Prime's story is conveyed environmentally and through the accumulated written logs. At the time, this was a somewhat unconventional narrative structure. In the context of modern first-person adventure games, it still feels revolutionary. There's a freedom to Metroid Prime's core design that is as daunting as it is exhilarating. Getting lost isn't a mistake, it's the point. An opportunity to conquer undulating terrains that always find a way to fold back on themselves. Activating your scan visor won't remind you of forgotten mission objectives, but it will let you learn more about every incidental object around you. The three-dimensional map is as difficult to read today as it was way back when, which we still believe was designed as such to sabotage concerned efforts to get back on track. There are a lot of rapid comparisons drawn between Halo Combat Evolved in Metroid Prime in 2002 and Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary featured a high-definition visual overhaul that, while technically impressive, stripped much of the charm and personality out of Installation 04. The landscape was recognizable but alien, giant jagged shapes terraformed into smooth cylindrical structures. Conversely, Metroid Prime has only been accentuated in its remastering, with its labyrinthian corridors and concourses gaining a scale of depth and level of detail that the GameCube wasn't able to deliver, not without our imaginations filling in the blank spaces. There's a real authenticity to the presentation, new textures and geometry, all of which help propel Metroid Prime Remastered through some of its rougher areas. The headache of navigating dark facilities with the thermal visor, the slow arc of combat against multiple antagonists, the sheer simplicity of the Morph Ball puzzle. While Metroid Prime isn't a difficult game by any stretch of the imagination, the save state limitation is perhaps the biggest signal of antiquation of the GameCube era. Given the scanning which needs to be completed in every quadrant of the sprawling spaces, and the secrets which may be lurking within, needing to replay lengthy sections because of a poorly timed strafe can feel somewhat arduous. There are rough ledges, but Metroid Prime Remastered is worth the occasional splinter. Metroid Prime is to first-person shooters what Super Metroid was to side-scrolling platformers. It's singular and special, inspiring generations of players to dream of more immersive worlds and pushing countless video game designers to try and deliver them. The fact that Metroid Prime is able to carry as much resonance today as it did 20 years ago doesn't just speak to the quality of the remaster that Retro Studios and a legion of partnering development teams have delivered, but the strength of the underlying foundational design. Metroid Prime Remastered is not only a dazzling reminder of why the original is one of the very best GameCube games, but a pointed argument that it should stand as one of the all-time greats. All hail the Chozo!